Let's take a look at some charts on Chainlink from this week's article on Brave New Coin. So Chainlink is an interoperability Oracle network built on ETH that is designed to connect off-chain data sources like APIs and data fees or bank payments to on-chain smart contracts. This also involves finding and sourcing trustless data or being able to find information in a trustless way. This is just one example, ETH/USD price. So it's from a while back, but it'll aggregate these prices from a variety of sources and then come up with a trusted price. If we look at Chainlink partnerships, which you can zoom in on this in the article, but there's just, it's everybody, really. Anybody who's anybody. It's a who's who list of partnerships. I am not in the Chainlink camp or I care really about any of these partnerships. You can think about any of these as a big deal or not a big deal or PR related or whatever. That's more of like the business side of things. I care about the token side of things, and the token side of things in crypto isn't always a part of the business side of things. Sergey did the creator of Link, did a podcast with Brave New Coin recently. You can check that out. We'll link that in the description of the video below. He talks a lot about where he thinks DeFi is going, stuff like that. I'm going to focus on the token. So right now the token supply is three things right now. It's either in circulation, it's controlled by Smart Contract Limited, which is the holding company for Link, or Node Operator Rewards. I still haven't seen a definitive post on how those are going to get released or when or why or, for whatever reason. I'm sure every time I ask this, somebody links me something and I fail to read it, but this is the current distribution of coins. Smart Contract Limited has been selling at an increasing rate month over month. As far as tokens are concerned, thus far the market has absorbed it. I don't know if they're just selling through the bull market or if they're just selling indiscriminately. They're basically dollar cost averaging out of their holdings. The notional values for this are insane, like 137 million a month or thereabouts. So they're making a lot of money. And the business side of things can say we're doing this for XYZ reasons, to build a business, to build Link ecosystem. Great, awesome, amazing. That's divorced from what I think is important, and that's just basic supply demand. If you are bullish on Link, things will remain bullish so long as the selling continues to be absorbed by the market and the buying is greater than the selling. It's just that simple. It's always that simple. It's never not been that simple. So don't get it twisted, Link people. That's what it's all about. You can love Link for what it's done for crypto, for DEXs, for DeFi, blah, 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 blah. Great. But keep the true north here. Okay, because if this gets sold at an increasing rate continuously, eventually that's going to roll over. I don't know what their plans are to pause this, what the implicit contract is with the market as far as what Sergey and company has said regarding the token selling. It's just important to watch this stuff for any project, not just Link. I don't want to sound like I'm giving Link a hard time. This is just any analysis of any coin. Who's holding it? Why are they holding it? How long are they holding it? Are they selling? Are they buying? Who are they selling to? Where are they selling? Just track that stuff, okay? It's going to be important. We can look at miners and ETH, miners and BTC. Like it's all the same thing. It's just a different style. If we look at the on-chain stats for Link, this is the transaction count in the line here. Transaction sizes in the fill. Transaction counts had spiked mid-2020 with all-time highs in price. They're spiking again with all-time highs in price. Just bullish things. Everything I'm about to show you is just bullish, bullish, bullish. I don't want to sound like I'm some mega bear because Link is selling tokens into the market indiscriminately. I'm not. It's just important to pay attention to when that selling stops getting absorbed. So transaction counts continue to increase for the token specifically. Bullish, people are using the network. Mean transaction sizes are kind of a function of token price itself. That continues to increase, so no surprise there. Mean transaction sizes at an all-time high. Monthly active addresses at an all-time high, above even the previous spike. So that's incredibly bullish. NVT, inverse metric of economic utility, continues to remain at historic lows, basically sub 200. You can't really compare NVTs of coins directly. A 200 NVT sounds high for a lot of coins, but historically for Link, NVT has been much higher. So this just says over the past few years, there is an increasing amount of on-chain activity relative to market cap. So although Link is at all-time highs and rising, based on NVT, I can't be too bearish because it says that the market cap is supporting the on-chain activity, on-chain utility. And active addresses, as with anything, to see those at all-time highs, I mean, you can't be bearish on that. It means new people are coming in, it means new people are speculating, new people are using Link, more services are using Link, more people are transacting the token, whatever you want to view that as, bullish, bullish, bullish. And if you're just not sure yet, here's the Google Trends, which are back at all-time highs, meaning we have new people getting in, we have retail getting in, we have people searching. This is specifically the two words, Chainlink Price, because Chainlink is obviously a real word in English language. So you can't use those Google Trends because they'll be pretty noisy to crypto stuff specifically. So this is obviously Chainlink, the token. You know, the Google Trends were like non-existent in 2017, and then all of a sudden we had this pop up. So for me, I can be confident that this is Chainlink Price, and it's at all-time highs. So you can't be bearish on that. It just says there's lots of people looking at this right now, looking to get in, looking to just for more information. That's just generally what the Google Trends represent. Looking at technicals, 50, 200, EMAs, VPVR, volume, and RSI. So this is Binance, and most of the volume historically has been sub $5 relative to price. Just looking at VPVR, volume profile of the visible range. So unless you zoom in on anything above $5, you're not going to see much VPVR support. There was a lot of ranging in this zone, which is why there's a lot of volume support here. And there's just been very little volume on Binance specifically at levels above $5. So Link has tapped the 200 period moving average several times over the past few years. It continues to bounce. It just looks like any good bull trend should look. The technicals are phenomenal for this as far as the upside. I like 60 by the end of the year. 60 is the R5 yearly pivot, which is a little less than a 2x at this point from here. RSI looks fine, no bear divs. It's plenty close to the 50 and the 200 day moving average. You know, in the previous all-time high, it was pretty far out of the averages and then it mean reverted. And that's just what you typically see, just mean reversions over and over again. So can it mean revert from here before more highs? Sure, but I think it looks fine, especially relative to everything else. It's actually moved rather slowly compared to some of these other DeFi tokens over the past few years, even since January. You know, this looks crazy for anything else, but in the DeFi world, most of the DeFi stuff is up 500% plus, and Link is really just a 3x since January, which is still impressive. It's just not as overblown or overbought as some of this other stuff. On the cloud told you to go long in early January, bullish Kumo breakout, bullish TK cross, and it's just done what you'd expect any good trend to do on the upside here. As far as supports on the way down, Tenkin at 28, Kijun at 23, so we can go to 23 and not really be concerned that this trend is going to be over, this micro trend since January. So if I'm bidding this, I'm bidding it at 23 personally. That's where the Kijun is. If we zoom way out, look at the half-year MA multiplier. So this is the 183 MA, and this is 5x the 183. This is a way to just show overbought, oversold conditions. Oversold is below the 183 historically. Overbought is above the 183 multiplier. This is going to look different for every single pair you look at based on the amount of data available. So you have to curve fit it a little bit based on just how much you can look at, right? You can't look at the 2-year MA multiplier for Link. There just isn't enough data. So thus far, an N of 2, it's pointed pretty closely to the highs of the bubble or the all-time highs for that period. And again, that's pointing to 60. So this just adds to my confidence that this is going to be 60 plus before this is all said and done. And this is going to continue to move up over time as the averages move up with price. So it'll be a little bit above 60 by the time the top is in. So I'm pretty confident on that 60 call by the end of the year. Here's Link BTC, which has been an absolute garbage fire dump over the past year and a half. I mean, it made this huge macro head and shoulders that broke down. It broke the 200-day moving average. It went in and out of the pitchfork several times here on the daily. It's below the yearly pivot. It's below the 200-day moving average. So there isn't like a massive expectation that this is going to outperform BTC over the next 6 months, let's say. Even though the USD chart, I like 60, right? So there's no reason not to be bullish on that. But is it going to outperform BTC in the near term? I don't think so. It is a bit of a trendless mess right now. You can make the argument that this is going to mean revert back to the median line of the pitchfork here, whatever this is at whatever time point. So you can say 0013 by the end of the year, maybe. Tons of support on the way down as far as the VPVR is concerned, but it's just a less exciting chart to look at. And lastly, if we compare it to LINK ETH, you can say maybe this is some sort of double bottom, maybe it's an ascending triangle. But again, you had this massive, like messy head and shoulders that broke the 200-day definitively with a bear cross. And until this crosses bullish again, until it's back above the 200-period moving average, it's hard to be bullish on the prospect of LINK outperforming ETH in the near term until these trend metrics flip bullish again. So overall, LINK's doing extremely well. Business expanding. Sergey's got the right mindset. Check out that podcast on BNC. On-chain fundamentals are extremely bullish, more so than they probably have ever been. Google trends at all-time highs. Prices continue to push all-time highs. The trend is slow and steady and looks rational, reasonable, based on DeFi company and other things. It's not as overblown as everything else. I just don't think it's going to outperform BTC or ETH in the near term, simply based on the technicals. The trend technicals there just aren't bullish for LINK relative to BTC and ETH. Even when you look at other odd pairs that aren't even listed, LINK BNB, LINK Aave, you can look at all these pairs and just say, okay, is it going to outperform this, or this? No. Is it fine to hold it over a long period of time? It's probably fine. Not trading advice, not investing advice. But just looking at that USD pair, it looks like a fine buy and hold over a long period of time.